The Party Buff cast are not financial advisors. Always pursue professional assistance when needed. Thank you.
Party Buff.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Party Buff. I am Artie/Roots, and we've got Osci, and we have a new guest of the day, Marethyu, also known as Mare, who is our lovely crypto enthusiast, along with Az, to answer all the questions that Osci and I are gonna kind of look around and go, I don't know what I'm doing. I just put money at the thing and hope it does things, because that's basically all we've done. But to answer your crypto questions, which I'm sure you have, because what the heck are NFTs and what's crypto and what's Bitcoin and why was it such a big deal? And I know, I'm right there with you guys. But don't worry, we've got the professionals here with us today. So, hello, Mare. And welcome to the cast here. So let's get started here. And I know Osci had some wonderful questions about crypto, and he gave us a bunch of questions. So Osci, I'm going to let you start this shebang.
Yes, well, question number one, what the fuck's crypto? I think a lot of people are familiar with traditional forms of investment, and your workplace often offers many forms that you can pitch into. But what's crypto? How does it vary from, I guess, like stock market investments and all that good stuff? And why has crypto blown up so much in the past couple of years?
Right. So I'm not really an expert. I've just been in this space long enough. Crypto is programmable money, basically. It has the value of like normal monetary systems, but given utility, given something that it can do as well. Basically, your money actually works for you, as the saying goes. So in terms of traditional systems, the amount of growth that it could have was kind of stagnating. And crypto is just a new upcoming space that allowed people to take their finances into their own hands. And that's why crypto is becoming big. It's secure. You can use it on the internet. It's very well known. It can reach millions of users, billions of users. And whatever is there. It cannot be altered or changed really by people. It's based on a set of programs that runs. There's full transparency.
Yeah, so as the common buzzword goes, blockchain. You put that in front of anything, you got blockchain milk, and I'm telling you, your brand will soar like 200%. And blockchain is like the technology that kind of powers most of these crypto coins. Not all of them, mind you, not all of them. Some use different technologies. But blockchain is generally as Mayor was saying, it's a form of it's kind of like a ledger, if you will, and it has it's very transparent. Anybody can see what transaction was made, where it was made, all that kind of good stuff. I mean, there are some coins such as Monero, for example, that have that privacy aspect built into it, where you're not able to see transaction IDs and stuff like that, and just the actual transaction itself. But for the most part, most coins you can see everything that goes on in that blockchain, if you will.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in here and say that while a typically intelligent person, I'm not intelligent now. And I'm going to throw that out there and put myself under the metaphorical bus and say, have you ever heard of a Reddit subreddit called Explain It Like I'm 5?
Oh, yeah.
I would like you to explain it like I'm 3. Take it down just a notch further and say, okay, let's make this so easy that even Artie can understand, because Artie don't know anything. What's the advantage of getting crypto as an investment? And you're saying it can be used anywhere, and to me that defines itself as, like, if I wanted to pay for something in Europe or in Africa or in Asia or something, could I pay for it with crypto instead of doing the denomination change between US dollars to Japanese yen or to euros or to pounds or whatever that would require through PayPal. So is this saying basically this is just a different kind of currency that's universal, that is possible to be used? And if that's the case, how do you convert your cash to crypto without necessarily investing in it where it's a flat rate exchange, if that's the case?
All right, yeah. So there are a number of places, number of exchanges or institutions that are getting into crypto so that they do all the conversions behind the scenes without the users, the general populace, being able to see that even crypto was even used as a middleman, as a middle ground. You will find that banks accept crypto, but what you find is you have your currency going from one bank account to another. You might not even know that there was crypto being used to send from account to account. So it's just a matter of, yes, it could be that the crypto itself could be used as a currency, just like how places around the world have recognized the US dollar as a form of currency, even though they have their own native. They could accept crypto, or they could just rely on banks to do that conversion for them. It's just a matter of integrating that point.
I do want to make a quick point here that, speaking of just, plain currency, I'm not gonna shill here or anything like that, but like I said, there is a coin out there called Nano, which I'm a huge fan of, and I really love that because a lot of these other coins, a lot of these other crypto coins, they have a lot of features. Like for example, Ethereum, you got blockchain, you got the DeFi aspect of, you got the smart contracts. You know what I mean? There's a lot of features that it has going for it. But something like Nano, which I found just a while back, its only purpose is to be just a currency, and it kind of ties into what Artie was saying right there was with the whole if you want to send money to somebody in Japan, for example, with Nano, like a lot of these other coins, if I may real quick with Bitcoin, if I send you one Bitcoin, Artie, you know what I mean, like there's something called gas fees that come with that, and so if I send you like one Bitcoin, like a lot of it gets some of it gets taken out, so you don't get the full amount, if you will. It's like, and it's kind of different to what you expect, right? If I send you $1, Artie, you expect to get $1, right?
Hope.
And that's the thing with Nano, those, which I really love, is that it's it's feeless. There are no fees associated with it, and it's super fast too. So if I send you one Nano, you'll get it within like a couple of seconds, and you will get the full Nano of itself. And like I said, it aims to be just a currency. So what I'm hoping for in the future is we can use something like Nano or Nano itself, you know what I mean, whatever it may be, to be able to so you don't have to use a middleman like Mare was saying. You can just be like, oh, I'm going to pay for this in however much it costs, 2 nanos, I'll pay for this with 2 nanos, and and be on your way, instead of like trying to swap coins and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Hopefully, sorry for the long tangent there, but hopefully that kind of made a little bit of sense.
It's getting there.
I know, Mary, you had mentioned that there's times when you might be transferring money or using money for things, and behind the scenes there's crypto involved, and you don't necessarily know. So just to kind of wrap my own head around it, I know, like through my bank, for example, there's like Zelle that you can use, right? Or there's stuff like Venmo or like Apple Pay. Is that crypto essentially?
No.
Okay.
Those
that's sending
normal monetary systems.
Yeah, those are normal monetary systems. Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
But there are certain things that are coming out now. Like for example, there's something called Strike app. Twitter is adopting it in order to send money from one account to another, but that uses Bitcoin Lightning Network in the background, so that it is cheaper to send money from account to account. You get US dollars to US dollars or whatever other currency, and it uses Bitcoin. You don't know it's using Bitcoin, and it's a fraction of the cost of other services that are working, like probably Venmo or Western Union or other things.
I think that's where the confusion came in for me, was that it's like, why? And I know I'm running off of this from the Osci question, what the fuck is crypto? Allow me to introduce you to my version, which is why the fuck is crypto? Because because there are things that were like, you want to send money. You want to send money from country A to country B. And then you would use like a Western Union or whatever, and then they would take out their exorbitant fees to send the money because, God forbid, they have to do the transfer and the denomination changes, and I don't know how the hell it goes. But is that essentially the answer to why the fuck is crypto? Is because of that?
Yes. Why? I'm not going to speak for every coin that's ever made, but the basic premise of crypto was to cut out the middleman, get rid of the government regulation. I'm not saying government regulation is bad or anything like that. I'm just saying it's basically cut out the middleman and get rid of those fees, if that makes sense. That was basically why crypto was made, so there would be no more middleman. Yes, go ahead.
Crypto is programmable money. Basically, whatever use you can find for it, you can program crypto to do it while still having the value of the coins you're investing in.
That's a whole topic right there by itself.
Yeah. So it's not a matter of why crypto? Why is crypto? Whatever you want crypto to do, you can make it do. If you want
there's a coin for it, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to generate interest. If you want to generate interest, there's like farming pools and stuff for that. A whole system where the centralized systems of banks and institutions that hold your money, it's taking that power away from them and putting it into the hands of the users, where they could do the same things, but having to deal with
no more middlemen. Yes, yeah, that's the point.
You have your money, you have control over it, and you can do the same thing personally. That's what it's mostly for.
Speaking of just, I know also you have the question hold on to, but I just want to make a quick point. I'm sure you guys are wondering, like, how do I get this power? How do I get that? You need a wallet. Okay, you need not like a physical wallet, but I mean there are physical wallets as well. But you need a wallet, which I'll be more than happy to tell Artie about, so she can link it in the description below. But there are quite a few wallets out there that you can download for free, and that will hold a bunch of these coins for you. And that's how you get that, like, the power of, and we can send people money and receive money or receive those coins, et cetera, et cetera. It's a little different than just buying it on exchange, which we'll get to in a bit later. But having your own wallet is something that's super important, and that can you can help utilize some of that power that Mayor was talking about.
Osci, you looked very confused. Pensive question.
Yeah. No. So you guys were saying you could kind of like program it to do whatever you want, or have it kind of serve different purposes, right? Depending on what you're doing. So like a lot of my crypto knowledge or like news comes through Twitter, and it's mostly through people that I've met through streaming, right? And I know I have somebody who I've known through streaming for a while who got like very, very heavily into Axie Infinity, which for anybody who doesn't know, from my understanding, it's kind of like a Pokemon game, but you can earn cryptocurrency in it. And it's like Axie and there's Ethereum and Slip, I think it is. And basically, like, I forget what they even call them, but it's like basically there are people who have like teams, and then they have scholars underneath them. So they end up with a bunch of scholars who like they pay out to. And I think it's a super popular thing in Malaysia. And like I keep seeing posts about it, and there's people who are like, it's either Malaysia or the Philippines, I don't quite remember now, but it's literally people who are like playing this game as scholars on a daily basis to earn a set amount of like this crypto coin that they're then using to like buy food for their families. So I'm seeing people who are like, oh, thank you to like my leader. They call this guy, the guy that I'm thinking of, they call him Senpai, but like I feel like there's an actual name for it that I'm just forgetting about. But they're like, oh my God, Senpai, like, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. You're making this possible. I was able to buy all this stuff for my family. And they're posting pictures like bags of rice and like whatever that they need for their families. And I'm like, it's so bizarre to me, but it's cool to see that somebody can literally like play a game to earn actual real life physical things, right? And like that's always kind of been in gaming to some extent. Like you can sell coins in games to some guy who wants to buy it, but to see like the actual crypto integrated into it, I think is really interesting. And there was another game that was announced, I think, at E3, and I'm drawing a complete blank on it. I want to say it's like Blanco's Block Party or some shit like that. But like the actual characters from follow-up question to this is going to be, what the hell are NFTs? But I think the actual characters
I think everybody wants to know that
are NFTs. So like your actual characters are unique. Every single like skin on a character is like a unique piece of art that you've purchased from someone who makes art, and people who make art can do like make skins in the game, and every single thing is like purchasable, tradable, unique, etc. And that also brings me to NFTs, which from my understanding are like pictures that people pay a lot of cryptocurrency for.
It basically stands for like
buying
not too
$10,000 profile pictures of
people
monkeys.
spend way more money on that, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because somebody
I
spent
don't
like $3 million.
understand
Somebody
Yeah.
spent $3 million like on the first tweet that was ever posted by the CEO. Like, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it basically means
somehow
not.
that's like a protected thing. Like they own that from that point
Yes.
forward. Like
just
that's what I don't
quickly-
get. I see people who are just like,
And-
oh yeah, I'll just save the picture. Now it's mine too.
And that is where you get where NFTs is. What NFT
Yeah,
is.
I'll just quickly go into that, and I'm gonna let Mayor take over the rest of that.
Sorry, I know I
because-
went on like a tangent there.
No, you're fine. So
Yeah.
NFTs basically stands for non-fungible tokens, okay? And what that basically means is, like, for example, Bitcoin or Nano is fungible. You know what I mean? It can be traded back and forth, you know, et cetera. It's not unique. Whereas non-fungible means you own that particular slice on the blockchain, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? That's yours, and nobody can take that away from you, other than the fact that you can right-click an image and click download, and you have the exact same thing, right?
Okay.
But like, it's just saying, like, hey, I own this original. I feel
Yeah.
like there are some good use cases for NFTs and stuff like that, but as of now, I feel like they haven't been realized. But I think in the future they will be. But for now, it's kind of like what you're saying with the art thing. Mayor, I'm gonna let you go ahead and go from there.
Okay. So to elaborate on what you were saying, NFTs non-fungible token. Non-fungible tokens don't have a market value. Bitcoin has a market value. You can see it's selling at a certain price. You can see that anything nano has a certain price, $6, $7. It could go up, it could go down, but it has a market price. NFTs are only valued in terms of money as how much someone is willing to pay for it. It doesn't have a value.
It's like actual art, basically.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But Osci also hit it on the head where it's more used to symbolize your ownership. It's not just for art, even though art is the main thing, because it's just a matter of taking a picture, putting it, wrapping it up in the blockchain, and creating this item, this token that symbolizes your ownership over it. A good use case for it that I saw is with concert tickets. So what happens is, when during COVID time, during the COVID lockdown seasons, people and bands started selling concert tickets. Now, you would think, oh, concert tickets, how could people go out and see concerts during lockdowns? So then they would have online viewings of rock concerts and whatnot. And people who purchase the tickets are linked to an NFT.
That's a good point, yeah.
That ticket, whoever has that NFT is considered to own that ticket, and they get lifetime access to see this band for every time they perform, which is just a matter of, at the time, it was just a matter of logging on to some place to see them perform. And after lockdowns ended, you can still have a real world physical ticket linked to an NFT. So you could go anywhere in the world where a band is performing.
It'll always be on the blockchain.
It'll always be on the blockchain.
Yeah, it'll always be there.
You own that lifetime ticket for that rock concert.
Interesting.
And Axie Infinity uses NFTs a lot. Every single Axie, the creatures that, the so-called Pokemon creatures that they use, they're called Axies. Every single Axie is an NFT. Every single Axie is an NFT. And
Because it's unique and all that, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
and it has the usual tropes. You take a team of 3 Axies, you put them to fight each other, and the special part.
This sounds so
And-
bad.
It sounds terrible, but that is what Pokemon is.
Right? And I'm starting to think, like, that's what Pokemon is. Like, holy moly, we just chop
looking
these
at it,
animals.
it looks like Pokemon, but then I think every single Axie that's bred is numbered,
Yes.
and every single one is like just RNG like generated. So it's like, oh, this one has a mushroom on its head. This one has a seashell for a tail. This one's water.
Not RNG generated. Not
Okay.
RNG generated. It's based on it's a matter of breeding. You can breed the NFTs. You can take 2 NFTs and make a new one. It's like parenting. So the qualities of the child NFT has features of the parents, and that's where they come from. It's not randomized. It's coming from whoever the parents are. The parents were made at some point. I don't know who made them. Somebody made them.
Well,
But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It's like that was kind of one of my big introductions, I think, to cryptocurrency. Was a buddy of mine getting like super into Axie Infinity, and so he just posts about it all the time, and I'm just constantly seeing stuff, and there's like meetups for it and people getting together from like around the world and stuff, and I'm like, this is nuts. Because I look at the game, I'm like, this is Pokemon.
Yeah.
May I give one more example that I think might ring true to you?
Yeah, for sure.
Have you all ever heard of a place called, oh no, the name slipped my mind. It's a streaming platform. I remember just now. It is
streaming platform.
It's a decentralized streaming platform.
The only one that I'm familiar with really is TikTok and Twitch. But then again, I'm really out of touch with everything.
Twitch is centralized.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of.
I think I know the one you're talking about, actually.
Yeah, there's one not too long ago.
Go ask the search engines.
Theta. That's the name.
Oh yeah, Theta blockchain.
Theta.tv. That has a streaming platform.
Theta token. Yeah.
Where there's actually like live streaming and stuff going on it. I'm on Theta a lot as well. And you can earn a cryptocurrency for watching. And also, each emote, every time that you have a certain person posting emotes, when you upload the picture, it gets made into an NFT. So your emotes are all NFTs, and you are authorized to use emotes not by subbing or anything, but if you like use the crypto you get from watching, you can use it to buy the emote, and you can use it forever.
So interesting.
Yeah. So by getting those emotes, you are allowed to use them forever because they are considered yours. You bought them, you own them.
So like if I were, say for example, like on trying to relate this to Twitch, right? For Twitch, I have like my emote slots. I can upload emotes onto those slots. Do I still keep those if somebody pays for them, or is it like a one-time thing? Somebody's able to buy one of those, and then like that's kind of like gone, and then I can upload a new one.
You can upload the same picture onto different NFTs. However, each instance of it, each time you make an NFT, you cannot like mass produce that one. That has to go through the process of that going to someone separately.
Gotcha.
But you can make multiple of them. So yeah.
Okay.
So you defined this as like programmable money. That's how you've talked about it, as programmable money, programmable currency. And then I also heard the phrase, it's secure. And my brain is going, does not compute. If it can be programmed, it can be unprogrammed. And I mean, we've all met people who have done things with computers that are beyond the natural understanding and the order of the world, in my opinion. And there are amazing things that are happening. For example, cryptocurrency, which I genuinely am still kind of going, give me a minute, give me a minute, give me a minute. It's a little late for my brain. But how can something that is not physical be considered truly secure? Because if it can be programmed, certainly there are people who are talented enough to get into a system that can be programmed and reprogram it.
There's a lot that goes into that, Artie. I don't know, Mary, if you want to take
ELI 5, dude.
I can also answer that one, but I'm gonna let Mary go with that one.
All right, so that has a history to it. Cryptocurrency uses a programming technique called cryptography, which is securely sending information over the internet. It was previously used to send emails and text messages and stuff over the internet where anyone could access it. When you send something on the internet from one person to another, anybody could access that along the way. So they made cryptography as a means of kind of wrapping that information, encrypting it, changing it up to make sure that the only people who could see that true message is the person who's sending and the person who's receiving. So that is the basis of how crypto works. Each transaction is technically there to be seen, but in terms of changing it or altering it, it can't be altered except by the people who are sending and receiving. More so the person who's sending it. And that's why it's so secure. Even though it could be seen, it can't be changed. It can't be tampered with. And that's the history behind it. What are you going to say, guys?
Well, I was just saying there's a lot of different hacks here. Honestly, there's the most common one is something like the 51% hack, where you take over the network. Like if you have more than 50, because what's basically happening, to answer Artie's question, is when a transaction is confirmed, like as we talked about before. I know I keep bringing up the word the blockchain, but as it comes to before, once it's confirmed on the blockchain, it gets it's like, hey, this transaction has been made. Now, an attacker theoretically can do like a 51% attack where they get control over 51% of the network, which is almost nearly impossible to do it in a established coin like Ethereum and Bitcoin already. You know what I mean? It's almost nearly impossible to do that. So that one's kind of less, resistant to those kind of attacks. But basically, if you were to get like a 51% attack, you could basically rewrite the transaction histories. And that would be bad. You know what I mean? That would be, you can do double spend, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like you can basically say, hey, I'm paying for this, erase that transaction, and then get your money back again. You know what I mean? Kind of like that would be bad. The tokens. So it's, yeah, like Mayor was saying, like each crypto account is locked down by cryptographically, which is like pretty much, and you also have a private key. It's pretty damn secure. That it's pretty darn, like each coin is different to how they stop that. You know what I mean? Like I said, not every coin uses blockchain technology. They use some variation of it, but not every coin uses that. So basically, to answer your question, Artie, it is kind of kind of hard to just hack a coin, if you will.
May I elaborate on Az's point there with the 51%?
Yes, go by yeah.
So the 51% attack means that in the network, how crypto works is that it needs to be verified. When you send a transaction, it needs to be seen by the whole network for it to be, say, okay, this is an official transaction. This can be put on a block and stamped forever, saying that this is the history of this blockchain. When you have a centralized system, like a bank or a company or institution, there are only like about a few, like 30 or so connections. So if you have a blockchain with something so small, you'd find that it's easy to have a 51% attack. People could vote. They have kind of voting system where, oh, this is true. Is this right? Yeah. So having like 16 people just say, you know what, this is real, or reverse this transaction, or they tell the network what to do. It's easy for that to happen. When you have Bitcoin and Ethereum with several thousand nodes, and each of them have their own copy of the blockchain to verify and say, wait, that transaction went through here, but I'm not seeing that transaction. That's a fake. So they kind of point at each other to verify each other as well.
Yeah, something similar to what Nano does as well.
Yeah, when you have 9,000 or 10,000 nodes all verifying the same information, it becomes very secure because they kind of double check each other. That's why it's secure that way.
Okay, so I've got kind of whenever we talk about crypto, people tend to think about investing in crypto, and we talked about doing the exchange for it, the kind of buying in on whatever your investing website is, whatever your investment company is, your stock broker, what have you. For example, I use SoFi, and I can't say I know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it. And there are people who are far more versed in it than I am, like these two fine people here, who know what they're talking about. And you mentioned about having a wallet, so to kind of get to where I want to be with this, the difference between investing in Bitcoin or investing in cryptocurrency and having cryptocurrency and the exchange rate between them, like we know the value of $1 compared to the value of a euro or a pound or a Japanese yen. There's a conversion rate there. Like, for example, I think right now $1 in the US dollar is roughly $1.06, or like £1.06 in the UK. I think it's something similar to that. So because the value of crypto seems to be changing, and I may be wrong about that, but strictly given the market of it in regards to investing into it, how do you know? Is it kind of like the gold standard where on one day it could be completely valuable and the other day it's essentially the cost of garbage? I mean, what confirms that it's something worth getting to spend on something.
So I was just to like further comment on that as well. I think if you look at like stock markets, right? I'm pretty sure they all have like caps. They can only change so much. Like I think crypto is typically, from what I know, like a much more volatile market, right? Like it can just fucking zoom up or down one way or the other. There's not a whole lot of
so not only is it a gamble is it not only a gamble to invest in crypto, but is it a gamble to even have it?
No, I would say I hope that one day crypto does become the future of currency. You know what I mean? And I mean, yes, right now it is a very volatile market. It is tied to a lot of different factors. You know what I mean? Like it's like one example of the stock market. I know that if the price drops, if a particular stock, if it drops within like 15% or something like that, they put a halt to all trading for that stock. Like, all right, no more, you're done. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, it kind of like crypto doesn't have that. It doesn't have that regulation, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's like if it drops 50% in one day, well, tough luck.
But also that means it can go up like 900% and it's fine.
Exactly. There's no it's pros and cons really. I personally think yes, crypto is worth investing in, just not for the fact that I feel like I don't want to give off the wrong impression, like, oh yeah, get into crypto, make lots of money, like invest in Dogecoin and Shibu, like and make tons of money. That's, to me, I'll be honest, I might get a little bit of hate for this. Those are just meme coins. You have these meme coins and you have some of these stable coins, like Bitcoin. I personally think Bitcoin is more of a store of value. It's not really a currency in my eyes. A lot of people might think that, and I might be a bit biased, you know what I mean? But I think of Bitcoin as a store of value. It's not really meant to be used as a currency, whereas something like, Nano and other coins out there are actually meant to be used as currency. And like it's not a bad idea to invest in Bitcoin, obviously, because as you saw, people have made a lot of money from it. But I just want to make one quick reminder: only invest what you're willing to lose. That's always the number one key here, is to always invest what you're willing to lose. Because like Osci said, things can go up 900% one day, but they can also go down 900% in one day. So, but Mayor, I know you have some things you want to add on to that.
So yeah, I agree. Bitcoin and every other cryptocurrency is fully decentralized and not really controlled by any person. The reason why stock markets are so considerably safe is because they are controlled, they are held together, and if it drops too far, they have a shut-off switch. They have a switch to say, okay, everything is dropping, it's having a big crash, turn off everything, just leave it there. And you will see havoc later on when they open up, but that's their version of control. Crypto doesn't have that kind of failsafe. So it could very well go extremely low or extremely, extremely high. Crypto at its core was made to be a hedge against inflation. Inflation is a common thing now. Normal monetary systems, the buying power of your dollar is getting less and less. A dollar long ago could buy so much more than what it could buy now. And what people realize is when crypto goes down in value, it could go down very far. But when it goes up, when it actually recovers, it has the potential to recover much more. It takes away from certain systems. People invest in crypto, and the potential for it to go up is much, much more than investing in normal assets and stocks. Because normal assets and stocks are controlled, crypto is free floating in a way.
So if you had to pick one, investing or keeping, investing into like whatever your investment program is, or putting it in the virtual wallet that Az talked about, what is the preferred method to hold the highest value, I guess, or to take that better gamble?
The biggest thing I'm going to say here, also, I know you have a question here. I don't know if you want to add on to that real quick. But the biggest thing is the one phrase that gets thrown around by the crypto community a lot, and you're going to hear this phrase as you delve deeper into it, is not your keys, not your coin. And I know Amir agrees with that. Yeah. So basically, what that basically means is when you buy something on an exchange, for example, there's a couple of good exchanges. You guys might have heard of Coinbase, for example. I'll just go off with that one. There's a lot of other ones that I personally don't use Coinbase, but just for this example, use Coinbase. When you buy something off Coinbase, you're keeping that coin on that exchange. But what happens when that exchange gets hacked, you know, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to get hacked, but you know, if they get hacked, people can take that money out of there. Boom, you're gone. It's like putting it in a bank. And sometimes those coins aren't insured like a bank is. You know what I mean? If you put money into a bank and the bank, you know, it gets robbed, whatever, you know, you get FDIC, they'll be like, all right, here you go. Here's your money back for the most part. You know what I mean? But with crypto, some of those regulations aren't in place yet. And some of these exchanges, if they do get hacked, there's been cases, a lot of reports, you know what I mean? A lot of, you can do your research on this, but people are shit out of luck when it comes to their coins getting recovered. So you could have like 15 Bitcoin back then. You know, you may have made a killing by now, but if they got hacked, you lost all your Bitcoins, right? But the part that comes into is when you have your wallet. When I'm talking about not your keys, is when you get a wallet, you get something called a phrase. You get these keys, okay? You get your own private key. Nobody other than you knows what that key is unless you go start spreading it around. But if you lose that key, you lose that wallet permanently, which is the downside to that. You know what I mean? And as you guys know, there's reports of people like that had 50 Bitcoin way back in the day when Bitcoin was like $5. You know what I mean? And they wiped their computer and they basically lost it. You know what I mean? That is one of the downsides too. Rather than keeping it on an exchange. You know what I mean? If you wipe that wallet and you don't have your personal key anymore, or you don't remember that personal phrase, that's it. It's gone forever. But the benefit of it is that nobody other than you can touch that key other than that wallet. I mean, nobody can touch that wallet. And that to me is much more safer. So if you're like holding a coin, for example, like I hold Nano, obviously, right? I hold my Nano in my own personal wallet. I don't leave it on an exchange for that reason. But if I'm investing in a coin like Bitcoin, for example, I will leave it on the exchange, so to speak, sometimes. You know what I mean? Just because it makes it easier to buy and sell rather than buying the coin on the exchange, withdrawing it to the wallet and then putting it back on the exchange if I want to sell it. You know what I mean? Hopefully that process kind of makes sense there. But those are the two key differences between, leaving your coins on exchange rather than having it on your wallet,
May I elaborate on this one as well? Is this correct a little bit in that one? Well, yeah, most of what he said is correct, in fact.
I was like, little bit, damn, what did I say that was wrong?
Calling him out.
Yeah, most of what he says is correct. Well,
somebody's got to call him out. I mean,
so investing is a matter of just buying an asset, which is crypto is more so assets. Think of it as assets rather than actual currency, even though cryptocurrency is the term. See it more as assets because each of them have their own individual value. With regarding to investing, you can buy crypto on, let's just say, PayPal. I think PayPal now is authorized to hold crypto. You take a little of your money, you buy some Bitcoin, and you have it on your wallet on PayPal. It's not yours technically because of your keys. And at any time, PayPal could say, you know what, we're implementing new rules. You can only spend a maximum of like $100 per day. You can spend a maximum of 0.1 Bitcoin per day. You can't buy anything more with that. You have to wait until the next day to take out more or to use more. They can apply restrictions and control your funds.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Because they technically hold it. As opposed to you having it in a private wallet, which is yours. You have your words, you have your keys. You can do whatever you want. Send 5 Bitcoin from one address to another. You buy 2 houses in whatever address. You can do whatever you want. You have more control over your own finances in that way. And decentralized finance is a big sector. Mostly the whole point of crypto is decentralized.
Yeah. DeFi, decentralized finance. You know what I mean? Then DeFi is another topic we won't get into today. That's a whole different, smart contracts and that kind of stuff is a whole other layer, I should say. And I'm pretty sure you won't have the time for that. But yeah, so maybe one day we can do like a crypto episode part 2 where we talk about smart contracts and DeFi and all that good stuff. But yeah.
I will definitely bring up that it is nice to be able to talk about this kind of thing, and I do see crypto popping in pretty much everywhere, and I'm going to bring this up again. I just brought this up to the gang earlier today, but I'm going to show it on the video if I can get it up there. I'm one of those people. I'm coupon obsessed. Okay, don't call me out. I have every food app there ever was and ever will be. I'm part of every rewards loyalty program. I am frugal and coupon centric. So of course I get text messages from food places. Don't call me out, internet, all right? This is who I am. But I got a text message from Burger King earlier telling me that Burger King get a crypto coin powered by Robinhood with a $5 purchase. And I'm going, why? Why? But for all I know, that one coin in Robinhood is going to be worth like, and I was going to bring this up earlier because explain it like I'm 3. Finances and accounting are not my bonus, all right? I do well enough for myself, but quit complicating things, internet. So I get to the point where I look at this and I go, okay, one crypto coin. You say we have one coin. So what we're saying is 10 o'clock in the morning, one coin could buy you 1 egg, and then 2 o'clock in the afternoon, one coin could buy you 10,000 eggs. Is that what I'm hearing out of this?
Yeah, it can, yeah.
Like, is this basically the Deutschmark after World War I? Is this like the most worthless piece of currency, but also the most valuable? It's really hard to tell.
Crypto's very early. Crypto's very early right now. It's still in its early stages. I know it's been out for a couple of years, but that's really not that long in comparison to like a lot of other currency. It's still volatile in the sense that there are still use cases being made for all these coins, and some of these coins are barely getting their feet under them, so to speak. That's why there's so much volatility. But I'm thinking that maybe 10, 15 years from now, we'll have a little bit more stability, and you'll be able to see, like, okay, this coin can get me 2 eggs, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth. Like, I just want to say, just yesterday, there was announced that Staples. I'm sure you guys aren't familiar, but for people who are fans of the NBA, Staples Center, which has been iconic.
Yeah.
I know Staples Center. Everyone has probably heard of Staples Center. It's been the home of the Los Angeles Lakers, my favorite team for the past 20 years. Ever since I was born, the only place I know is the Staples Center. It's always been the Staples Center. You know what I mean? It's iconic. The name is iconic. I mean, people. Anyways, I'll stop gushing over the Staples Center because it's been my childhood. I've been there plenty of times. The point is that starting on December 5th. The new name of Staples Center will be called the Crypto.com Arena. Crypto.com paid $700 million to buy the naming rights for that arena. I'm just putting that out there. That's how much crypto has come so far. The fact that they can spend $700 million to rename one of the most iconic arenas in Los Angeles. You go anywhere in Los Angeles, you ask anybody where the Staples Center is, they'll be easily everyone grows up knowing where the Staples Center is. The fact that this Christmas, the name will actually switch over to Crypto.com Arena still hasn't registered in my brain. That's how much far crypto is coming. I just want to point that out. You know what I mean? That's we're barely in the beginning stages, if you will.
So let's hear from the experts here. Let's hear from Mare. Let's hear from Az and Osci. Maybe you and I can get some pointers here. And Az is going to give me links to put down in the description about wallets and things. Guys,
I'll send that over.
What is of value? What deserves our interest? What deserves our investments? And what deserves to be left in the dust?
So yeah, that's kind of what I was actually just about to ask as well. Is that I remember maybe say 5-6 years ago, my fiance's brother's friend. He just kind of showed up one day and he was a guy who I don't think really did anything for work, and then he just showed up one day in a Tesla and he's like, oh yeah, Bitcoin's doing really well, and I was like,
must be.
Fuck. Yeah, and he's like, oh, yeah, I invested some money in it, doing really well. And like you guys mentioned earlier, there's stuff like Bitcoin, you said Nano, Ethereum, things like that I think are a little bit more
Robinhood
probably
now,
stable or well established. Yeah. So I mean, would you recommend, I guess, investing in those more well-established things, or maybe having that on the side and then also taking a chance on a couple things? I guess how do you identify what's worthwhile and what's not? Because I feel like I see every single day on Twitter a new type of crypto coin and somebody saying Shiba coin to the moon, Axie to the moon,
Amen.
to the moon. Everything's to the fucking moon. Everybody thinks whatever coin it is that they're interested in.
And I've been lied to. It's to the center of the earth.
Always.
And obviously, that's what you want, right? If you're investing in something, you're not going to be to the ditch. You're going to want to promote it. But I guess as somebody who's not that invested in crypto coin, how do you sift through the shit, basically?
Well, one thing I say is we definitely don't want to give investment advice here to anyone watching this. Definitely not.
This is not financial advice.
Yeah, not financial advice. Do your own research.
I'm gonna put a big old asterisk on the screen.
Lost. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah. And I'm not looking for like specific things to invest in, but just like, how do you like dip your feet in? How do you get your toes wet? And I guess like
that one
and I don't know, you guys said, only invest what you're willing to lose. So is there like I don't know if there's like minimum amounts for any types of cryptocurrency?
No, most of them don't really. Yeah, most of them don't really have minimum amounts as far as I know. Most exchanges will let you trade in with like $10 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You don't even need $10. They could trade $1, and that could become
that's true. Yeah, but at that point, what are you doing? If you only have $1 trade, you probably shouldn't be spending it on crypto or investing it in crypto.
Unless it goes up 900%.
Right? I was going to say, that's a hell of an investment.
Generally, it's just like stocks, though. For me, crypto, like, finding which ones, it's just like stocks. And the best advice that I personally can give is pick coins that you believe in. That's basically it. Pick coins. And it kind of sounds kind of like, oh, yeah, I believe in Doge. None of the meme coin stuff. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
Is this going to fucking launch Geralt coin tomorrow?
All right, hold up, boys. Hold up. I'll be right back.
Okay,
that one's going to the moon. All right,
it's just Az's face on, like, that's the logo.
Yes.
Okay, I have something to say on that one. Be careful about what you believe in, because sometimes what you believe in is also based on what people say, and sometimes people can very much lie about what they're doing. I've been in crypto for about 3 years. I've seen a lot of good projects with good coins start, completely flop, and go straight down with no recovery. I've seen crypto that started, went up and up and up, and I've seen crypto that has stagnated, remained stable, and continued on, maybe not increasing in value that much, but has a stable value. Like, they are consistent. So it's a matter of looking at not so much what you believe in, but utility. If you look at utility...
Sorry, I was going to say, it reminds me of the... I've seen nations rise and fall in my time. I've seen cryptos rise and fall.
Right.
Go ahead, Bear.
I've been to crypto now, my dude.
Crypto.
Crypto now.
He's got PTSD.
Right.
PTSD. I've watched coins be chilled and pumped and dumped. It's just a matter of which coins have utility, which coins will be used. And if they are used...
Sometimes it might not even be like that, Mayor, honestly. Like, I mean, there's a lot of coins out there that have a lot more utility, but then all you hear about is the Doge coins and the Shiba coins of the world, you know what I mean? That basically...
those are not used. Those are hyped.
Those are basically
how do you know?
And dumped, you know what I mean? So...
I mean, how do you know?
Right, so...
You don't. You're lucky, honestly.
No, I mean, like, if you're saying which ones have utility, which one can I use to buy a house? I mean, which one can I use to buy a car? Which one can I use to buy eggs? Which one can I use to buy things? Because if it's like, okay, it has to be about the utility, not necessarily the utility in the future, which is always a crapshoot, but rather, is there a website where it's like, we accept, much in the way of, okay, credit cards. Who here actually takes certain credit cards, right? I take every major credit card for my business, but how many people don't take American Express? Like 1,000 companies don't take Amex because the cost of the credit card processing fee is way too high. I've looked into it. So at what point can you go to a website and go, hey there, I want to buy that shiny doodad that you have on that website. Which one do you take? And is there something that says this is like the Visa of Bitcoin, where you always take it, and it's understood like the cash of Bitcoin, where everybody takes it, and the other one is the Amex of Bitcoin, where you go only if you're lucky and if I'm willing to pay the fee, ha ha ha.
I feel, I mean, I don't, you guys probably know better than I do, but I've definitely seen like the Ethereum we were talking about earlier. I've seen people be like, hey, I just got some dinner and it cost me like 0.18 Ethereum or whatever, like, whatever.
How do you know?
There are websites, if you notice on my Twitch page, there is actually a service that I use called Now Payments that basically for Nano, that like if you want to send me money, they can do so, but you can also implement that widget, if you will, on your own website. So technically people can pay you in Nano and they can exchange for goods and services, like exactly like what you're saying, Artie. There are ways to do that. There are services out there that can do that for you currently. And I'm sure it'll only grow in the coming future. There'll be more and more services that people can
Mayor,
use.
you were talking. Mayor mentioned the utility of a Bitcoin, of a particular cryptocurrency, not Bitcoin. I can't keep calling it like Kleenex for tissue. Okay, it's something different. But it's.
He wants a Nintendo for Christmas. Mom, it's not Nintendo. God damn it, it's an Xbox.
Leave me alone, Osci. I'm old, dang it. All right, and I'm not afraid to admit it. But I feel like since Mayor was talking about, think about the utility of it. To me, or to anybody who's brand new to this, or to anybody who is brand new to this, much in the same way who's somebody who lived in the jungle and only traded, essentials for other essentials, and then you bring them over here and it's like, oh, by the way, this is this kind of credit card and this kind of credit card, and you can use cash and you can use this. This is what it sounds like to me. I feel like I just walked out of the Amazon and I'm kind of going, you're telling me you get the ones that I can utilize, but I don't even know what the hell they would be.
Well, Mayor was more talking. I'm gonna let Mayor answer this too, but Mayor was talking more about the utility of what they provide to that particular, I guess, coin. I guess, Mayor, like what, like for example, like Polkadot, what kind of utility it provides to the Ethereum blockchain. You know what I mean? Not necessarily the utility as in like you use this coin to directly buy a house. It's more about the utility that can provide for that particular, like what that token can do for that particular coin, I guess, if you will. And that's, like I said, that also goes into a little bit more detail, but I think Mayor can give a general overview of that.
Right. So from what I've seen, Bitcoin and Ethereum are good for stores of value. Long-term holding, Bitcoin and Ethereum have proven if you have a certain amount of Bitcoin for example, at year 0, year 1, usually your crypto is much more than where it was before.
Yeah, especially about even Bitcoin last year. It's risen exponentially over the last year or so.
Mm-hmm. But DOT, as you said, has a lot of utility because there's a project behind it. Polkadot is making a whole ecosystem mimicking banks and marketplaces and art galleries or anything else that you can imagine, real world systems that we all know, making it decentralized and using crypto in the background. And Polkadot, first and foremost, could be used as a governance token. Now, in a decentralized system where everyone is there, voting is important. Even in any political system as well, countries and stuff, voting is important. And you can use your crypto to help vote on what decisions you want with the network, what you want developed on Polkadot's ecosystem. If you want a certain platform that says, you know what, we're gonna start trading art, support that project, and that will be made. You can use your DOT to support that project. If you want a marketplace where you can buy and sell either in-game items or even food, you can buy pizza with crypto now. That's a thing.
Yeah, a lot of websites, a lot of businesses are accepting crypto, like I said, through these services that I mentioned before. Like I said, it's only going to grow in the future. But like I said, sorry, go ahead, Mayor.
Yeah, and you could use certain coins, like DOT is being used. Bitcoin Cash is one that's used for payments. I've seen. All right, so I don't want to dox myself, but let's just say I'm in the Caribbean. I've seen in Venezuela that KFC, Burger King, and McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, McDonald's started taking a cryptocurrency called Dash, an extremely fast cryptocurrency. They started taking Dash as payments to buy food from a fast food restaurant. Very low transaction fees and almost instantly processing your transactions. So it's being integrated. Crypto is being used.
Yeah, I was about slowly.
I was about to wrap it up, but now I'm lost even further because I was just about to be like, okay, that's great. All right, let's look at the links and let's wrap it up. Thanks for watching Party Buff. But no, now you've opened up a whole nother box out of me, so I'm gonna try to finish this. But okay, back up. McDonald's, Burger King, and KFC are accepting cryptocurrency, and for a nominal transaction fee, you can pay them with Dash. Whereas opposed to paying with cash where they don't have a transaction fee, I'm sorry, show me the light here. Why? Why would a person pay with something that charges them extra? It's kind of like why I don't like paying for delivery through Uber. Why would I pay an additional $13 in fees when I can just go pick it up myself? You know,
it's in Venezuela, right? Like say you and I go visit Venezuela and we have crypto coin, you could just pay for it instead of not worry about transferring money. You don't have to do.
Well, I mean, like for food though, Osci. It's like why?
Also, but here's the thing. I don't know, Mary. I know you got that. Hold that thought, Mary. I just want to point out. What's one of the projects I believe in? Nano. Nano doesn't have a fee. A lot of these other coins do have fees, and that's also why I don't particularly like them, because they have all these fees. Nano doesn't have any fees whatsoever, and it's just as instant as Dash, if not faster. You know what I mean? So Nano's it's also instant. Yeah, Nano is quick. It's feeless, and that's why I hope that one day Nano will also be a future currency that people use, because I can send that. Like I said, you can go into a McDonald's, pay for a Big Mac for $5 and use that Nano, and boom, you know what I mean? Like there's no fees associated with it.
So let's back up and take Az's point here and say, okay, and Mayor can answer this question for me here because he brought up this Dash thing. I walk into a McDonald's in Venezuela and it costs $1 for a burger. And I go, okay, here's a cash of $1, here's a $1 bill, and then I don't have any other fees aside from taxes, which I assume everybody has. So here's $1, I receive a burger. Why, instead of doing that, would I use Dash, which charges me $1 plus a fee plus taxes?
Right. So, regards to the transaction fee, the only two networks for sure that will have a problem with that is Bitcoin, which is because they charge, let's just say 0.0005 of a Bitcoin for a transaction. That's quite a bit, because Bitcoin is $60,000. Ethereum is $4,000. Same as you. Dash is like a few hundreds, so which means the transaction fee is like 2 cents. It's not much to send. And also, the reason why I mentioned Venezuela is because the Venezuelan currency is not that highly valued. So institutions and fast food restaurants would rather take cryptocurrency used by people rather than the actual Venezuelan currency. Okay. It's not that they're doing it everywhere. It's just a matter of in those countries that are kind of poor and they can't really do foreign exchange all that much. Crypto is an alternative.
And also to make a quick point here as well. And also you got those two questions. Don't worry, we're gonna answer those too. But like for example, let's just say you held Bitcoin, Artie. Let's say you held Bitcoin from like 3 years ago. You know what I mean? And now that Bitcoin is $60,000. You could theoretically, yes, go pay $1, or you can use a little bit of that Bitcoin that you've had that's exponentially risen. You know what I mean? And pay for it that way. It's just a matter of like what Mayor was saying. It's just a matter of like crypto will always be tied to different currencies and stuff like that. And some currencies, like the Venezuelan dollar, just isn't really worth much. It's much better to accept a different currency. And like I said, one day I hope that we have a currency like Nano, not like Nano. We can use Nano in a lot of different places, because those kind of currencies I feel like are the future. Like what Mary and I said earlier, Bitcoin, Ethereum, those are just stores of value. Whereas like actual coins like Nano are meant to be used as currency. And so, I mean, that's just my hope that in the future it will be something like that. But also, what are the two questions you have, buddy?
Oh, so basically, Mayor mentioned there's more kind of real world applications being created by certain types of coin, right? Like there's art galleries or what have you that you can go to. So, or Burger King, McDonald's, what have you, accepting crypto coin at this point. So I guess in the future, do you see this becoming a much more widespread thing? And Artie, you mentioned hating paying for Uber, DoorDash, or DoorDash or whatever the other food delivery things are.
Pick one. I don't like any of them.
So, I agree. I've always been like, I hate anything where I have to pay like ridiculous fees to get my food cold half an hour fucking late. It's the worst. But at the same time, I am a lazy bitch. I hate it, but there are nights where I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I don't want to do anything. I don't care. And I'm just gonna elaborate on that further. I couldn't tell you the last time I carried cash. Like I never ever carry cash on me. This is my passport. It has been sat on my desk next to me with the renewal forms filled out for about 3 months because I have to renew it, but I have to send a money order with it.
I have
and
a
the
passport
fucking inconvenience of going and getting a money order is so much of a pain in the ass to me that I put it off for several months.
Do a check. I know they accept. They accept checks, but I agree with you.
Anything that requires me to like actually physically have cash is such a pain in the ass. And if I could just have like a general currency for like traveling and stuff, not have to worry about traveling fees or like going to another country and my credit card hitting
exactly
some random bullshit. If I could just bypass all that, that sounds great.
I just want to add on to that because that makes a great point. This is kind of tied onto Artie's question. That's why, Artie, if you go to a different country, like for example, if I go to like another like Japan, for example, I got to switch my USD to Japanese yen, and that's gonna mean there's gonna be a fee on top of that plus whatever conversion rate's kind of going on right now. You know what I mean? Like you got all those, right? But imagine if I can go to Japan and just pay nano, which is the same. You know what I mean? It's the same anywhere. So if something costs like 5 nano here, it could cost 5 nano over there. You know what I mean? And it's just the same currency. I don't have to do any conversion fees or anything like that, and I could, and it just comes with me on my phone, for example. You know what I mean? Like I'll have my wallet on my phone.
So the digital wallet is.
Yeah, it's like a digital wallet. Yeah, and then I can just send, just people, and just like in the future, my hope is that you can go into a shop and just do like a Google Apple Pay method where you just go like this, on your phone, and it'll just take the nano out of your wallet, and that's it. You pay for it, and everyone's happy, and there's no fees associated with everything. It costs 5 nano there, it costs 5 nano over here, and boom, everyone's happy. And that's, I think, what will make crypto so unique and widely accepted is use cases like that.
So yeah, I use it for Steam cards. I use it for like Steam gift cards, Amazon gift cards.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There are services that'll do that for you.
That's kind of cool.
League of Legends, Riot Points, Apex Coins, Fortnite, V-Bucks, any.
Is that to Coda Shop? Coda Shop, I think it's called, right?
I don't use that one. I use Coin.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Okay, so bear with me.
All those gacha purposes, Mayor.
I mean, Steam gift cards. Let's say you do want to get Steam gift cards, and I'm going to go back to a previous point because I don't think I understood if it was answered. You want to get a Steam gift card, but there's what? Hundreds of types of cryptocurrency out there for you to buy, something like that at least. Meme coins and normal coins, thousands of crypto coins. So how do you know which ones actually carry their weight? If I go to buy a Steam gift card and I go, oh man, I have like $5 in Dogecoin or whatever, and they go, Dogecoin, what are you, some kind of Neanderthal? We only accept blah blah blah. How the hell am I supposed to know?
Right. So that's why the coins that have been around for a while tend to have some weight because they have proven to hold up like some value. They haven't fallen away over the years. So that's why Bitcoin is king right now, because it hasn't.
It's one of the first ones too.
Yeah, it hasn't depreciated from its initial value, and it's always proven to be like a stable form of value transfer. So that's what people take, mostly Bitcoin. If it's one place for sure, one currency for sure that's being taken by most places, Bitcoin. Ethereum is like second.
I want to say, for what it's worth, you guys were mentioning like PayPal, for example. I just pulled up my PayPal, logged into it, and there's literally just a crypto button in the top corner I clicked on, and it says it lists the ones that they accept. There's like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. I don't know if there's more in addition to that, but
so
but those are like the top ones.
If we were to sum up this entire episode into a single sound clip snippet, and I'm going to make a guess here, and Mare and Az are probably going to look at me and go, were you not listening to me at all? And I promise I was, but my brain does not process. Give it a minute. I have very little RAM in my brain. And I think that if we could sum it up, is it basically whenever it comes to investing into crypto, for spending purposes, go with well-established. For investing purposes, go with not well-established. Am I right, wrong?
There's a balance. There's a balance.
There's a balance. Yeah, I would say don't just invest in like these brand new coins that just came out last week. I mean, yes, you can do that for fun. I would consider that fun money. You know what I mean? Like if you have an extra $100, you know what I mean? You're like whatever. That's like straight up gambling. Yeah, you can do it in one of these coins.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like it's gambling.
Yeah, it really is just gambling. I mean, if you really think about it, guys, right? Investing is just gambling. It's just research. It's just what I call informed gambling.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to. So I mean, but if you're like, you know what, I want to make a safe bet here. I have a couple $100. I want to make a safe bet. I would definitely do it into the ones that have actually stood the test of time, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, stuff like that have actually been here for a while and have been proven to be around for a while longer. So. And like I said, there are other coins out there, like like Nano, which also has a great foundation and stuff like that behind it, and like a lot of other ones like Dot and like Monero. I mean, there's a bunch of other coins out there that have proven to be standing against the test of time. Like if you guys really want to know more, you guys are always more than welcome to DM me or Mayor and stuff like that. And and that's something that we can't really say over the podcast. You know what I mean?
Not me or Artie.
Well, maybe one day it'll be you and Artie too. You know what I mean? Once you guys get your feet wet.
In my opinion, there will be no real choice eventually. It'll take over. Like the normal financial systems will have a complete change to blockchain based or decentralized ledgers in some way. If not Bitcoin, some other like system which is built on cryptocurrencies.
Interesting.
So it's not a matter of
think about it, man. LA, man, Staples Center, Crypto.com arena. Like people are gonna be forced into crypto. Like not really forced. I don't want to use that word, but people are gonna be knowing about crypto if they never heard it before. Like I'm sure like even my parents who have been to Staples Center plenty of times, they're old as they're boomers. You know what I mean? And if I ask them about crypto, they're not gonna know what that is. But when they hear the news that Staples Center is going to be, renamed to Crypto.com arena, they're going to be like, "What? What's crypto?
Yeah.
Like, what's this Crypto.com?" You know what I mean?
Dragged into it one way or the
other. Exactly. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's still the early stages.
One last question I have: how the hell does crypto work with taxes?
Ooh, good question.
Is that a very gray area?
I mean,
here's the thing. It depends on the country.
It depends on the country you're in.
US is terrible with regulating taxes for crypto. US really I've seen US legislation try to regulate Bitcoin so much as a security based stuff where they could apply certain taxes when Bitcoin itself was never made as a security. It was made as a commodity. It was never made to make money. It was meant to be a system. So there's a lot of like debate going on as how to do taxes because it's outside of the system. They're trying to figure out how to treat.
And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, with it being decentralized, like I don't know how exactly they would go about that.
That's the thing about decentralized. That's the thing about decentralized systems. It's not under control. And no government could crack down and control it singly. And there are certain countries like El Salvador which accepted Bitcoin as legal tender. You could pay your taxes in Bitcoin. So they have systems in place where you could, in fact, just, pay your tax instead of the El Salvador dollar, pay your taxes in Bitcoin. You have an option for that. Set up your wallet. We accept actual cryptocurrency as payment.
Pretty cool.
So, it is really cool to see how it's developing.
And later on after this, Osci and Artie, I'll help you guys set up your wallets, and I'll send you guys some Nano just so you guys can see how easy it is and how quick it is and all that good stuff. And you get your first taste of like a crypto coin, I guess.
I swear to God, I am actually going to okay, you're over there on this screen right now. I'm going to put a big old asterisk as a graphic going not sponsored by Nano. We promise. I'm just going to leave that as a scrolling thing every time you start talking. Like, is he sponsored by Nano? Is he doing that? I'm willing to bet Nano's over there going, mwahaha, he used the keywords.
This is how it gets us hooked on gambling. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Am I allowed to say it? Mr. Ambassador over here.
Oh yeah.
I am the official Nano ambassador. So
and Witcher 3.
Nano ambassador.
I bet you he has sponsorship deals with like Witcher 3 and with
also And I just want to point out, if CD Projekt is reading this, or watching this, once again, if they need another Geralt of Rivia, if for whatever reason Henry Cavill can't do a scene, I'll be more than happy to do a scene for them.
This man.
Basically, I'm willing to sell myself to the highest bidder here.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness, Az is gonna sell his soul for money.
He takes Nano.
To be the official cryptocurrency of Witcher 4. Please contact this man.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. See, there you go.
Christ.
Man, look at the marketing over here, man.
I'm gonna put a big old spot, like, not sponsored by Nano, like big flashing lights at the end of this episode. It's like, we promise. I'm gonna have to figure out all my graphic natures.
Not financial advice.
What?
Right,
Yeah,
not financial advice.
Well, like I said, the reason why, like I said, pick now because of all the reasons I listed before. There's a reason why, and like I said, just I'll send you guys, because if you're not, if I send you guys Bitcoin, I hate having to like all those fees get taken out of it. You know what I mean? And whereas, like I said, now there's no fees, so it'd be an easier introduction, I guess, to crypto in general.
I wish I could draw, because I would be drawing some very, very interesting photos of you and the logo for whatever the logo is for Nano, and I wish I could do that. I got to commission this thing or something.
A new currency symbol. We won't go into that right now, but actually, we did get a new currency symbol for it.
You're gonna be a topic on Rule 34 here pretty quick.
As NFT win.
Yeah, I'll do an NFT.
Show Azrenix NFT sell for 65 million, please.
And I'll say this to the viewers too. Actually, I'm gonna be a little generous. It's the holiday season. For all the viewers in here that comment their Nano address, I'll also send bits of Nano to them as well for free. This goes out to the Nano community as well. So if you put your
hashtag
address in
Nano,
there, I will send out. So some lucky people in there will win some bits of Nano from me as a gift. So
wow,
there you go.
Wow, he's up in the game here. Hashtag, you know what? And somebody find me the Nano link to Twitter and let them, and I'll put that down in the description too. And you have to tag them so they can go, who the hell is this Azrenix person? And who we know, we might get him a sponsorship deal and then we could take a cut. So I mean, let's see what we can do here. But I think we've learned a lot, haven't we, Osci?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I know a hell of a lot more than I started.
Same here. I've learned things.
I still have a lot of questions, but that's for another day, I think. We'll let this process,
Yeah, I mean, this has been a pretty hefty-sized episode anyway, so I'm pretty sure everybody else's heads are spinning as much as mine is. But we have had a lot of fun, and we have learned a lot of things. So I would very much, in the topic of sponsorship, and I always try to get this little bit out, partybuffpodcast@gmail.com is the official Party Buff email address. Please feel free to reach out if you are looking for some type of sponsorship issues or any type of shout outs or kind of thing. Please reach out to me. And we are all on Twitch, as far as I can recall. We're still there. Me a little bit less so, schedule's been busy, but we are still there. So if you're trying to reach out to us and ask questions, please don't ask Osci and I. We don't know. Ask Mayor, ask Az. Don't come to us. Come to us for entertainment, not for knowledge. We're not that smart. Not in this.
No. They're putting themselves down. But also, I just want to point out that if you do, I'm also taking sponsorship for Azrenix for Geralt at Rivia.com. So if anybody wants to put that out there as well,
Just love it. Milking it over there, man. Get that cow and just keep squeezing.
Of course, I got it.
So we're going to give a big old thank you to Mayor. Thank you for being here with us and sharing your knowledge.
Been a pleasure to be here.
Your absolute delight. Thanks again to Azrenix. Thank you to Osci, and I'll just say a big thank you to myself too, because why the heck not? Because they always kind of go, you forgot to mention you. I was like, I'm not important. I just put together the thing.
Artie is important.
Artie does all of the editing, all of the setup of this. She does all the hard part. Az and I just show up and we're like, hey,
let's talk.
Topics.
Let's talk about things.
Half the time Artie comes with a question. She does 98% of the work in this shindig.
I let their beautiful faces carry my my behind the scenes folder off fiddly. I'm the behind the scenes person, but we definitely have learned a lot today. I hope that the rest of you have too, because there are 1,000 questions about this, and Az is right. It is coming. The storm is upon us. Look at the horizon, and the clouds are there. we should prepare for the inevitable storm, because as many of us who are in the streaming community, as is the baby of the group here, I think Mare might be roughly the same age as me.
Mary's younger than me, I know that, so I'm not debating anymore on this one.
I don't stream often.
Well, I mean, if we have the group here, at least Osci and I are old buggers, so we are.
Why we don't understand crypto.
Exactly. We need these youngins to show us the way here. So the storm is a-coming. The links will be in the description as gives them to me. And we'll make sure that any questions you have, please post them down in the comments. Feel free to link this video to other people and see if they walk away just as confused as before, or if they've also learned something. And post some questions, come out on the channels, ask. I'm sure that we'll be happy to... at least Az will be happy to go, nano. I think that's what's going to happen on the Az channel from here on out. But we're so happy you got to join us either way and come into not a stream about streaming or gaming, but about something very important for anybody who's on the internet right now and everything that we should know about it. So let's see if we can keep learning and growing and moving forward and continuing to boost our fellow streamers and gamers, just like we do here at Party Buff. Thanks for joining us, and we're going to see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Party Buff.
Hang on. I'm coming back to this. Go ahead and do it, Az. Do it.
Bye, Nano.
Just like that little starburst. I'm going to put that at the end of the fucking show, by the way.